Skeleton Key here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Bout of Books 32. That is a week-long readathon that starts today. Round 32 starts today. A lot of it takes place over on Twitter, and they've started a Discord channel now, but it's still mostly a Twitter-based thing, also a little bit of Instagram. But if you look up their Twitter handle, which is just Bout of Books, you can read all about it. There are at least 3 reading in place events on Twitter every day. So I've done 2 of them today, and I have now finished my first book. I started it a week or so ago, but that is Crisis by Felix Francis, Dick Francis's son, carrying on the tradition. And I really enjoyed that. And it's for a book club tonight. Hopefully I will make it to book club tonight. Yeah, today has been a crazy, crazy day. And I still have lots of stuff to do. But hopefully I'll make it to book club tonight and discuss that. There's one thing, in my tweets you can see where there was one spot where I was just like, dude, what the hell? But the rest of the book was really, really good. And next, I am going to start on another book club book, and that is Every Tool's a Hammer by Adam Savage. So I have not started this yet, but I love Mythbusters. So I even went to their touring show. That was several years ago now. Several years ago. That was a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm not going to be reading this week. In fact, it's due back at the library and I can't renew it. And this is Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson, and this was for wanting to say Literally Dead Book Club. One of the booktubers book clubs. And I'm not hating it as much as I expected to, but I am very thoroughly unimpressed. I made it to page 48, and then I kind of flipped through, like, I think I know where this is going, and yeah, I know where this is going. And I think a different author might have done a better job with this. And, I don't think it was just a horrible idea for a book. It felt like the execution was, as far as I could tell, just kind of skimming and reading the last few chapters. It just fell flat. And I don't know, and maybe it's just because, he's a male author trying to write this female perspective, and maybe that's it. I've never read anything else by him, so I don't know if this is typical of his style, but it just was not working for me. Part of me was kind of interested in continuing on to see if maybe it got better, or just reading the whole thing instead of skimming might make it a little more lively. I don't know, but that inclination is not strong enough for me to put it back on hold and wait for my name to come up again and check it out again. And it certainly isn't strong enough for me to go buy it. So yeah, it's a DNF. It's going back to the library. But I will check in with you later. Just stopped by the library, and this is actually for September Old Town Book Club. Sabrina and Karina by Kali Fajardo Anstein, I'm guessing. But I don't really know anything about this except that I believe that author is who was selected, and this book was selected for Fort Collins Reads this year. And I also believe this book is going to be featured in FOCO Book Fest later this fall. And I think this is a collection of short stories. So, and I don't have my reading glasses on, so I can't read the description. Sorry. But that's for September, so I'm not going to be reading this week, probably. Who knows? I mean, sometimes a whim takes me. What I might be reading this week is, while I was out and about, I stopped over at Old Firehouse, and because my library hold for Bunny by Mona Awad, and this is a book club book. This is for the Fucked Up Book Club, and the library hold, it was on Libby, and it's still showing 4 weeks out. So I decided, no, I'll just go buy a copy. So I now have this. I have not read anything by Mona Awad yet. I've heard they're kind of dark, and, well, maybe not kind of dark. I've heard they're very dark, and I'm not sure what I'm going to make of it, but, or at least this one is very dark. I have a copy of All's Well that I haven't started yet. And why is it every time I park in front of the library, a fire truck goes by? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, the reason I stopped in the first place at Old Firehouse was to pick up a book club book, and this is for Book Snobs for next month. So, Book Snobs meets early in the month, so I might go ahead and start on it this week. I don't know. But that is The Overcoat and Other Stories by Nikolai Gogol. And I have not read anything of his before, but I have seen a production of The Inspector General, and it was really, really good. So it was very entertaining. So I'm looking forward. Yeah, and this was my pick for Book Snobs. So anyway, now on to whatever is next on my list. Hey there, checking in on day 2 of Bout of Books. I've been kind of all over the place today. Haven't been feeling that great, so it's just been mood reading for the most part, which means this, I don't believe this was even on my TBR, but I picked this up, The Family Trade by Charles Stross, and Charlie Stross is one of my husband's favorite authors, and he's been trying to get me to read this one forever, and I'm just like, sure, I'm going to read it. And I'm really enjoying it. How far? I'm on page 84, and so far it's really interesting. It's sort of like Sliders, I guess, but way more intricate. Set in the early aughts, and this woman basically finds a portal to an alternate reality, I guess, and much wackiness ensues. And I haven't read any today yet, but yesterday I did read a little bit of, I got to page 8 on Bunny, and even though it's not on this month's reading list, I don't believe, but it is interesting, just in these 8 pages that I've read so far. My guess, and don't take this as a spoiler, even it might be a spoiler, but I don't know that yet. This is just my wild guess, but I don't think Ava's real. I think Ava is a figment of her imagination. We'll see. Let's see. I read some more on How to Marry a Werewolf by Gail Carriger. Carriger. Gosh, she was just in the book club the other day, and I still can't remember whether it's Carriger or Carriger. And I've met her. I've been to cons where she was at, and how do I not know how to pronounce her name? Wow, that's kind of pathetic. But anyway, it's fun. I'm having fun with that. And what else? I've been reading more on an actual book club book that is on my list for the that is on my TBR for the month, and that is Every Tool's a Hammer by Adam Savage. And so far, it's really good. It's sort of a motivational kind of thing, but of course, it's Adam Savage, so it's gonna be good. That's all I got for now. I'm really exhausted, and I have to get up early tomorrow. And yeah, good night. Technically, it is Sunday morning, but I haven't gone to sleep yet, so as far as I'm concerned, this is still Saturday. But I finished How to Marry a Werewolf by Gail Carriger, and that was a lot of fun. It's a novella. It's the first in the Claw and Courtship series, and I think it's still the only one actually out so far. I believe she said she's got more planned for that series, but I don't believe they're out yet. And I think if I understood correctly, it takes place after the second book in the Parasol Protectorate series, which I have only read the first one so far in that. I've been kind of haphazard in my reading of Carriger's work, but it's always fun. It's steampunk. It's London, but with werewolves and vampires and steampunky goodness. Yeah. But this is just a short little, mostly romance, a little bit of suspense, novella, but other stuff that I have been reading for Bout of Books: The Family Trade by Charles Stross. And I'm about a third of the way into that. Still really enjoying that. I think I'd mentioned that it was a little bit like Sliders, and yeah, it is. It's this alternate reality, alternate universe that our main character turns out she is a world walker. She was raised by adoptive parents, and because her mother, when she was found when she was like 6 weeks old or something like that, with her, and her mother had been murdered in our world, and so she never knew her family or that she came from another world or anything like that. So she's getting to know this other world now, and things are kind of freaky. And Every Tool's a Hammer by Adam Savage. I've been kind of, this is, I don't know, and I do this a lot with nonfiction. I've just been kind of bouncing around in it, flipping through. It's like, oh, let's read about this for a bit. But it's so far, it is really interesting and really well written, and I love his voice. So it's, and just his philosophy and everything. So far that's really good. Bout of Books did end several days ago, actually. This has been a crazy, crazy week. But I want to do a little bit of a wrap up. I did not finish any more books during Bout of Books, but I did make some good progress on the ones I was reading. I don't know if you can call it progress exactly, but Bunny by Mona Awad. I decided to annotate this. So, and this time I'm starting, this is the first time I've really annotated a book. So I'm doing it in pencil, and I don't really have a specific plan for how I'm annotating. I'm just like writing comments in the margins and circling words. And I think if you took out every sentence that contains the words eyes, smile, hair, or shimmer or shiny or glossy, I don't know how much book you would have left. Because, wow, those words are used a lot. I mean, it's very, very repetitive use of language. It feels very intentional. There's a lot of stuff that normally would very much put me off, but it feels very intentional and like there's a reason, and by golly, there better be a reason. If I get to the end of this book and then she woke up or some bullshit like that, I will literally throw this across the room. Thank goodness it's a paperback. But I don't know. I mean, it has been slow going. I'm only on page like 88. So I might just hold off on the annotating because book club is coming up and I want to get it finished in time for book club. So I may just read it through and then decide then if I want to go back and annotate the rest of it, and that might be a project for another day or week or month. I don't know. I find the story intriguing. It's this woman, she's 25, she's at this MFA program in her second year of this MFA program. It's at Warren University, which I believe is, well, it's obviously set in Rhode Island, probably Providence. It's probably supposed to be a fictionalized version of Brown University because that's where Awad did her MFA. And it nails a lot of stuff that, I mean, I've never been in an MFA program. I didn't study English or creative writing or anything like that in college, so I don't have any first-hand experience, but I've hung out with a lot of people. I was even married to a creative writing major at one point, so I do know a little bit about what goes on in this kind of community, and it just this feels very, very accurate, and I mean, it seems like satire. I hope it's satire. And well, our protagonist gets involved with this group of women, the women in her cohort who are, you know, she speaks very derisively of them at first, but then she ends up joining their group, and I'm, like I said, I'm only on page 80 something, so I'm not real far in, but it's really creepy and strange, and this ain't right, that kind of feeling. And I mean, I'm only on page 80 something, so I'm sure it's gonna get weirder. So we'll just see how that goes. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for Bout of Books. I'll put links below. You know, they do several a year, so be sure to sign up for the next Bout of Books. It's a great excuse to read more. In the meantime, please like and subscribe, and see you around.